Hi, everybody. Erica from In the Company of Cards. I told you I would be back today. And here I am in my uh, Democratic blue. And this will be brief because, you know, we are now in the final stretch of this cycle. It's not the final chapter. Um, as I've said, uh, I believe Harris will win. I believe that 45 will challenge the win. I believe that we will not know officially who won tomorrow night nor the morning after. But I thought that I would just do a couple of final card pulls. And so I'm going to pull 5 cards for Harris, and then I'm going to pull 5 cards for 45 with an eye towards the election. Uh, I think what I will do for in order to keep all the cards in play, I'll just do them one at a time. So let's first look at 45. And so I'm going to have the older man card serve as him, and then we'll see what's around. I may or may not pull clarifiers. I'm moving towards not. Um, because again, to get into the weeds, to get into the minutia of things at this late date serves no one. So let's just see what we get. Cards are shuffled. I'm cutting the deck. And we're looking for the older man, and that will be 45. Okay, so this is standing for 45. It's going to go in the middle. And I may well have to pull clarifiers because we have the book. And when a line starts with the book is about secrets, things that are hidden, things that are not known. It's followed by the star, which of course is the future. Here's 45. And then the last 2 cards are interesting. We have the young woman card and we have the young man card. And you could argue that is this not sadly um, a gender-based battle? You've got the rights of women on the one hand, and you've got the incel wannabe rich like Trump, which he's not rich, but anyway, uh, young men and their dads, I guess. So it's a battle between these two. So I think I'll pull some clarifiers. Um, except I do want to say this. Uh, I can mirror, I can mirror the second card, which is the star, with the young woman. We are the future. Women and yin energy, that is the future. This is the card for the future. And the thing is, I can also mirror the book with this young man card. We really don't know how loyal his 45's subjects um, really intend to be. It may not be as loyal as he thinks or that we think. But let's draw a clarifier or two. Um, Okay. I ended up drawing more than a few. I didn't draw the three card postscript. I just drew clarifiers on our original flat cards. So this was the first card in the line, right? And this is the card for things we don't know, things that are hidden, things that are secret. And we have the child, the ring, and the dog. So what I'm going to say about that is that you know, I feel like the child is 45's um backsliding mental state, right? I mean, the ad hominem jokes, the microphone stunt, all of that is very juvenile. Um, and I think, he's kind of the same shtick, same old, same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. But, he has people who are loyal to him. That's just a fact. Second card in our original line of five is the star, right? And the clarifiers are the clouds, the mountain, and the scales. I like this. Here's our stars, clouds. This situation will be confused for a bit. I said I liked it. I don't like the line. It's just that it's a clear line to me. um, the situation will be confused. Clouds is about confusion. The decision, the declaration of what the decision of the people is, will be held up because everything has to be weighed. Things will have to go through whatever they have to go through in order for this decision to be certified. So things have to be weighed. Now, we have him in the middle. This is 45. Coffin, letter, box. I mean, I really think he is YouTube entertainment purposes only, dead in the water. That's what I think this means here. In terms of votes and even his slick attempts to circumvent the democratic process. This is him. They are one and the same. Trickery, deceit, all of that. But he's dead in the water. Now, the next card after him was the young woman. And we have birds, we have tree, we have the rider. I like this line. Uh, you know, Women and people who care about them have gathered and discussed and conferred and planned all of that. And that's really good. Um, to plant seeds for a more perfect union. And that will be the message that the vote sends. I think that this vote will be way, way over the top, stronger than what polls are indicating that it is. And we have finally this young man energy, crossroads, Lily, and house. It feels like it's echoing what I said in the beginning. I told you that happens to me sometimes where before I even pull cards, I'll make some kind of statement and then the cards will sort of back me up, which is weird. Weird and very cool. But what I had said was, I think that there are people among this group of males who won't go the way 45 thinks that they'll go and will not stay with him. Maybe they vote for him, but when it's very clear that he's lost, when he summons them to be his army, I think they're going to choose to go another way so that there can be peace in our home being America. Peace. Okay. So I don't think this looks very good for him. Yes, he will be able to create this delay. Uh, but I think I think that the women's issue voters um, will save the day. And I don't, this does not look great for him. I think that his followers are like a lot of people, right? A lot of human beings. I think they're a transactional bunch, which is to say, um, as long as he thinks, as I'm sorry, as long as they think he can do something for them, they're with him. But the minute he looks as though he's been disempowered, they're not going to be interested anymore. I mean, we had the proof in New York where when he was on trial, he would say, come out, everybody, and protest and let your voices be heard that you think this is a travesty of justice. Well, nobody came out. He would come out of the courtroom and wave, and then the camera would pan over to see what he was waving to. Ostensibly, it was the crowds, the teeming hordes in his favor, and there would be nobody there. So he's like waving to nobody. Uh, I think that this is what's going to happen. I think that no group of people want to rally around a hobbled leader because what can he do for you? Nothing. I think he's about to find that out. So now I'm going to do the same thing. All the cards are in play, and I'm going to look at Harris. Somebody asked me, a viewer said, why don't you, don't you worry that you pull your five cards and then you pull the clarifiers? Um, don't you worry that certain cards aren't in play? So, like, maybe you should use a second deck? No, I don't think so. I think that if the cards really have something to say, and there are cards that have already are in play and therefore I can't pull them, um, the cards will tell me in other ways. It's like anything. You can say something, you can say one thing 10 different ways, and the cards can do that as well. So a single deck is all I ever would use. I will say that if you follow me on Substack, you'll see that I write, obviously, uh, and predictively, sort of, inspirationally sometimes. And I use tarot, and I use Lenormand, and I use Adinkra. But when I do that, each of those card systems has a particular role to play. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's necessary to use, for example, more than one Lenormand deck. I think that, there's such a thing as cacophony and too much noise. And I think that too many cards can create too much noise. It's why I don't do the Grand Tableau, which is the spread that uses all 36 cards. I teach it in my book. I teach it in my course. Personally, I don't use it because I think it can be cacophonous, where you're having lots of little short two-word sentences that don't tell you a full, complete narrative. And I'm all about the story, as you know. So one deck is sufficient, but feel free to try using more than one deck if you'd like. All right. We're looking now at Harris and how the election will go for her. Of course, I will be using the older woman card. Oh, I'm always so surprised when that happens. All right. It's the first card that I pulled, which is to say that that's going to be the first card. And then I'm going to pull four subsequent cards so that we have our line of five. And yeah, go from there. So here you go. Now I have to pull off the top because that's how I do it. One, two, three, four, five. This is the card that I'm really super interested in. Okay, so let's see. Can you believe this? We have Harris. We have the child. I don't know, maybe this is not 45, but it is my card for 45, and there it popped up right in the middle. We have the heart and we have the house. I'm going to say this is the White House. So let me look at the mirroring and then I will pull clarifiers for this. Okay. So Harris popped up right away. The universe knows that she's who we want to know about. And she is something new. This is also something small. It's the card that comes between her and 45. So, maybe the margin in some states or overall is small. But I like the fact that we have this heart here. Love wins. And if you had to pick one of the two of them, whose message is about love and unity, pretty sure it's going to be this one. And then, of course, remember that that last card was the house. So I'm going to pull clarifiers and just see what we get. Okay. As my mother-in-law would say, look at God. All right. So remember that our original cards were Harris, the child, we had 45 right in the middle. We have the heart and we have the house. And I pulled clarifiers on all of those cards. Okay. So for Harris, the cards are crossroads, whip. So, it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's contentious because they're fighting for this prize. I like that I can mirror her card with the bouquet. This is the reward, the award, the prize, the presidency. So I think we're being told from jump that she wins. Now, the child card, this can have a lot of different meanings, but the clarifiers are the coffin, the rider, and the key. If this is the energy for 45's second childhood self, his demented, immature self, well, that's it. It's over. It's finished. This is the message that comes to us. This is the answer we want to see. Okay, key is an answer. Now, 45 had to crash the party and show up, so let's see what's going on with him. Here he is. Tree, ring, mice. This speaks to his health. Here he is, card for health. He's definitely got stuff going on that is health related, that is chronic in nature. And this chronic stuff can really erode a person's health. This is the mice. So I can mirror 45 with the mice. This is his state of mind. This is also his state of health. Messed up. We don't like to see the mice here. I mean, we do in this case, but generally, the mice is a negative card generally. Anxiety, worry, fear, disease, illness, erosion. So that's not good. And I think that his health issues will continue to get worse. The body and the mind are connected. This loss will mean us an entire cascading series of events for him that will not be good. All right. Now, the next card was great. It's the heart. The clarifiers are the garden, the young woman. And then there's another clarifier in a second. So here's our heart. This is, again, love of country, desire to be that place that seeks a more perfect union. These are the people. This is the engine that's running this whole thing, which is yin energy, women energy. It's powerful in a different way from yang. And this is the direction that we're going in. And we have the best card in the deck, the sun. And then the final card in our original lines was the White House. Remember, we're looking at Harris here. The clarifiers are the lily, the ship, and clover. This is the White House. The ship, the lily. The lily is about peace, maturity, contentment, satisfaction. Things move forward and we will be able to celebrate. Remember, this is the card I always describe as like, you won the lottery or Santa Claus comes or something like that. This is that jump up and down, pop the champagne, whoop and holler, bang the pots and pans. This is how we're going to feel. And this is the last card, and I can mirror it with the first card. Harris is going to win. Period. So your job now, well, if you haven't voted, your job is to vote. And your other job is to cultivate wisdom and courage. Wisdom and courage. I have a very close friend, and we've been friends since we were little girls. And then she went on to become a well-known actress among other things. She's done a lot of stuff, but in the Star Trek, I was going to say Enterprise, but that's the ship. The Star Trek franchise. She was an actress. Kira Nearest is who she played. Her name is my actress friend's name is Nana Visitor. And just before I did this video, I watched something that she did on Instagram. She goes by Mama Nana, but her name is Nana Visitor. And she said that she was reading this book. And the book is called, let me see if I can find it. I wrote everything down. The book is called Widen the Window by Elizabeth Stanley. And she, in her little Instagram thing, go follow her and tell her that I sent you. It's Nana Visitor. But anyway, in Nana's Instagram, she talked about what we need right now in this moment, the two things that we need. The first is wisdom, wisdom to see things actually as they are in the moment, not the way we want them to be, not the way that we expect them to be, but as they are, the wisdom to see things as they are. And the second is courage. And Elizabeth Stanley in her book, Widen the Window, defines courage as this: the ability to stay present under difficult circumstances without needing it to be different. And let me suggest to you that if you're going to look into reading these cards, or if you watch readers, look for those qualities in yourself, of course, and in these readers. Wisdom and compassion, because and wisdom and courage. Compassion's good too. Passion's always good. But wisdom, I think wisdom is, I just had lunch with my partner and I was saying that just like the rest of you, I'm a human being, right? I live in a body and I have a mind, and this is, the day before. And I said, I hoped that I would be able to bring a message that was not from a place of ego, but was from a place of intuition. And what I meant by ego is not cock-a-doodle-doo, I'm so great, but ego is my personality, the part of me that gets anxious and worried like everybody else does. But when I read cards and when I read for you, I am not reading from that place. I'm reading from a place of intuition, which is to say, wisdom. I am seeking guidance from my higher self. And that's where we should be seeking guidance from today in this moment. And then beyond that, as Nana noted, courage. Everything's going to be all right. However it is, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. So I will see you tomorrow for a little bit. And then we will I'm going to pull out my knitting today, and I'm going to watch MSNBC, and God knows how many pairs of socks I'll end up knitting between now and and when this is all over. But my feet will be warm, right? So cultivate wisdom, cultivate courage. All will be well, all will be well, and all manner of things will be well, I promise. See you tomorrow.